Welcome back. We're going to get to Rams Saints in just a second, but first, a couple of big plays from the AFC Championship game. Chiefs Pats, Tom Brady to Philip Dorsett for the touchdown right before the half.
I think most people in this stadium in this moment thought this thing was about to be a 31-10 final.
Great setup right here. They ran an out and up on the corner for the Chiefs. James White does a great job of picking up the blitz, so Tom Brady has enough time to be able to pump it. Isolate a corner on the outside. Philip Dorsett, 2 touchdowns. Last week scores a touchdown. This week scores another one.
Next up, Patty Mahomes, the sidearm to Sammy Watkins on 3rd down. Times the throw perfectly before he gets hit.
And this is one of those plays where he has to throw it that way. He has to wait, and he has to throw it around Dante Hightower. Like, if he throws it any other way, it risks getting batted down. This was a tremendous play by Patrick Mahomes.
More from the AFC title game. Chris Hogan, watch this, hauling in the absurd one-handed catch.
Great catch here. They were trying to attack the middle of the Chiefs' defense, especially you see late in the game. Critical situations, what were they trying to do? 10 yards and across the middle. Hogan spears this one. Absolutely remarkable catch. In the cold, for this ball not to hit the ground, I was really shocked that a piece of this ball didn't hit the ground.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a bad challenge by Andy Reid. I know he lost the challenge,
yes,
but I think it was, in real time, you thought this absolutely should have been incomplete. Then you saw it, you're like, wow, Hogan made a tremendous play.
All right, let's see who the Patriots are playing. Moving on to the NFC title game. 3rd-year stud Jared Goff and the Rams taking on the veteran stud Drew Brees and the Saints, tied with less than 2 minutes to go. Brees can't hit Tommy Lee Lewis. However, it looks like Nickel Roby-Coleman clearly gets there first. Pass interference, helmet to helmet, nothing. No call from the refs on this one. Sean Payton can't believe it. Saints would kick a field goal to make it 23-20. Less than a minute left. Goff to Robert Woods. Gets it in field goal range, sets up this from 48 yards out for Greg Zuerlein, and we're headed to overtime. Saints would get the ball first, but on the 3rd play, Brees gets picked off by John Johnson, falling backwards, holds on to it. I think that's the most emotional I've ever seen Jared Goff. Comes down to a 57-yarder from Zuerlein, who nails it. Rams punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. After the game, all the Saints talk centered around the no call. And as you'd imagine, Sean Payton not thrilled.
Just getting off the phone with the league office, they blew the call. And, man, there were a lot of opportunities, though. But that call puts it 1st and 10. We're on an E3 plays. And it's a game-changing call. And that's where it's at.
Without bashing a so-said referee who's supposed to be a lead at his job, I don't know, blame it on the government shutdown, I don't know. At some point, this is ridiculous.
Listen, it's a hard job for those guys because it's happening fast, but I don't know if there was ever a more obvious pass interference call that, you know, here it is, the NFC Championship game, so tough one to swallow.
Came to the sideline, looked at the football guys, like, thank you. Got away with one tonight.
Roby-Coleman knew that he got away with one there. CC, did the referees cost the Saints a chance at the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, it's fairly obvious it's a pass interference. It's hard to put it on the referees. There's a number of plays during the game, but when you have a call like that, it's going to give them basically 1st and goal. They're going to be able to run out the clock. Yeah, very seldom are you able to boil it down to one play. But this one, you can say that. And Sean Payton, I couldn't imagine just how tough that call was to the league office. Not a league office that he's fond of. So for them to be able to have to call and to be able to say, man, we made a mistake, the ref made a mistake, man, that's a tough call to be able to receive that on the other end. Great football game. I hate to see that it comes down to a call like this, but you can't avoid it. You have to be able to get that call right late in the game. The defender's running right at the wide receiver. The wide receiver can't make a play on the ball. Why? Because there's contact. Now, people will say, well, what about the helmet to helmet? Well, they stopped calling that long time ago. Now, they're coming into the season. That was a point of emphasis, but they haven't been calling that the last 2 months. So I didn't think that they would call that. They didn't call several in yesterday's games, but the pass interference on that, when the wide receiver cannot make a play on the football, you have to be able to call it.
Of course, that should have been pass interference. But in sports or in life, all you can do is control your controllables. And you can't control if the refs are going to miss a call. What you can control, if you're the New Orleans Saints and if you're Sean Payton, is after that Ted Ginn catch, there's 1:58 left. The Rams have 2 timeouts. You're at the 15-yard line. You can run the ball 3 times. And your worst case scenario is you're kicking a field goal with less than a minute left, a chip shot. You might run for the first down and be in the exact position they want to be in there. They threw the ball inexplicably on first down, which set this entire course of events into motion. I understand that Sean Payton is upset, and he should be upset, but he also should know you were in a spot where you were 95% to win this football game if you take knees. Now, no one's advocating you take knees there. Just run the ball. It's not like you can get a first down without scoring a touchdown, and even if you get stuffed 3 consecutive times, the Rams go timeout, timeout, and then they're out of timeouts, and on the 3rd run, it's 40 seconds, tick, tick, tick. And then it's Jared Goff with no timeouts, less than a minute left. Go try it. And so this
was going for the win. We're not going to go for a field goal where they can tie it up.
But a field goal is going for the win as well. Like you've got to understand at that moment you are playing the clock, not the Rams. And you've got to, since they only have 2 timeouts, not 3, run the ball 3 times.
Now, I don't have a problem with the play they run to Michael Thomas. They got a pick play. It's something everyone in the league runs. Drew Brees, completing 75% of his passes. He should be able to complete that pass. So the strategy, it's not a bad strategy if Drew Brees just does what he normally does and just throws the ball up in the eyes of Michael Thomas. Like, he's not rushed or anything. That's not Sean Payton's fault. So it's a good, only reason why it's a bad call is because Drew Brees doesn't do what he's going to do, 99 out of 100 times?
But the reason that I disagree is because you're right. Drew Brees, that is an easy pass and an easy completion. But you bring into play that 1 out of 100.
Yeah, but it's a matter of strategy. They got 9 guys in the box.
But I'm not trying to gain yards at that point. That's why I'm saying I'm playing the clock, not the Rams.
But it's still the best way to be able to stall out the clock. You can get hit in the backfield and the guy fumbled. If they shoot the gap, all right, and hit the running back in the backfield, he can fumble.
Sure.
That is a probability.
Absolutely. I would say the odds of an incompletion are way higher than the odds of a fumble. But listen, the Saints have the game won if they get the pass interference call. I understand that. But I think everyone, all my friends in New Orleans, people watching this game, when Ted Ginn caught that ball, they thought, oh, we've won the game. Not thinking they needed a first down on 3rd and long. Like, oh, we've won the game. The Rams' best case scenario is getting the ball back inside a minute with no timeouts left. And the Saints.
Why would you put that offense back on? The only way you can win the game is if you put it in the end zone.
Well, hold on, see, but running the ball does not necessarily mean you won't get the first down. They could run it.
I mean, if you go with probability, if I go with the Nick Wright factor,
sure, the
probability of getting the first down running against 9 in the box, not very good.
I want to run it on first down and see what I get. That's what I'm saying. On 3rd down, at that point, I don't kill him for it. I want to run it on first down and see what I get. I understand Sean Payton being upset, but you can't control that. Guys miss calls. I mean, you know that. We all know.
We don't expect that. You don't go into the game saying a guy's going to miss a call. Wide receiver running wide open, defender out of position. He runs right into him blatantly. No one is thinking that on the field. No one is thinking that. It's the best players. It's the #1 seed. It's the #2 seed. We got the best players playing. We got the best referees. No one is thinking a guy should miss a call. Like, you might say Sean Payton, oh, he might make a different call, but that referee is in that position to make that football call. Sean Payton, there's a lot of good calls. If Drew Brees stands up like he normally does, throws the ball right to Michael Thomas, the best hands in the NFL.
It's a 4-yard completion. They got to use their timeout, and no one thinks anything else about it. I understand. If you were on the Rams sideline, you were praying at some point they passed the football because things can happen. And we saw 2 bad things happen. On the first down, Drew Brees makes
If you're on the Rams sideline, you're praying that they play conservative and play for the field goal. That's what you're praying.
Not if they have 3 timeouts, I'd agree with you. But with 2 and you know they're going to be able to bring it within 1 minute, I think they were thrilled they threw the football.
All right, I have 9 more questions about this game. I didn't get to any of them because I wanted to see this play out.
We'll do it
we
shortly.
have like 3 more hours to discuss. Coming up, let's get back to the other game. How does Tom Brady always shine in the biggest moments? That's next on First Things First.